In the beginning, the world was not always dark. There were cities full of a light, skies full of stars, and people full of dreams. But dreams, like candles, can be blown out, and slowly the lights of the world began to fade. No one knew exactly when it started. Some say it was the wars. Others say it was the greed. But most stopped asking, because by the time people looked up, the sky was already black. It wasn't night. It was always dark. No sun, no moon, no power. Just silence and cold. Entire cities became graveyards. Machines rusted. Gardens withered. The clocks stopped ticking. And with every passing day, hope dimmed until it vanished completely. Children were told bedtime stories about light, like it was a myth, something once real, now lost to memory. But in the ruins of a forgotten town, buried beneath rubble and silence, a little girl named Luma was searching. She wasn't like the others. While most hid, Luma wandered. She wasn't fearless. She was just curious, curious about a world she'd never seen, curious about the light she'd only heard of. One day, while exploring what remained of an old library, she tripped over a pile of broken stone. Buried beneath the dust was a wooden box, charred but intact. Inside, wrapped in torn velvet, was something small and delicate. A candle, not an electric one, not a fake one. A real old-fashioned candle, and beside it, a match. Her hands trembled, not from the cold, but from the weight of the moment. She had found something sacred. She ran back to her shelter, hiding beneath broken beams and blankets. For hours, she just stared at the candle. Could it really burn? Would it still work? And if it did, what would light even look like? That night, when the wind howled and the shadows grew longer, Luma struck the match. Snap! A spark. Then a flame. And then the candle lit. For the first time in her life, she saw light. Not the dull, dying glow of old screens. Not the cold shimmer of batteries. This was warm, gentle, alive. The candle's glow danced across her face, reflecting in her wide eyes. It filled the room with a golden hue, like the stories said. It wasn't much, but it was everything. Word spread. Other children came, then their parents, then strangers. They sat in silence around the candle, just watching. Some cried, some smiled. Most were quiet because they remembered. They remembered what warmth felt like, what peace felt like, what hope felt like. And in that single flame, they saw the possibility of something greater. Luma didn't say much. She just kept the candle safe. Every night she lit it, and every night more people came. They brought old stories. They brought forgotten songs. They brought each other. The darkness was still there, outside. But inside that broken room, light had returned. Then one day a man arrived. He was older, eyes hard like stone. He looked at the candle and frowned. Why waste a flame? He asked. It'll burn out, and then you'll be left with nothing. Luma looked at him, steady and calm. But until it burns out, she said, we have something. He shook his head and walked away. But he came back the next night, and the night after. He never said a word, but he always sat near the flame. Weeks passed, then months. The candle burned slower now. Its wax grew thin, its flame smaller. People grew anxious. What happens when it's gone? They asked. Luma just smiled. We light another, she said. But we don't have another, someone cried. Luma reached into her bag. She pulled out a lump of wax, shaped from old crayons, melted candles, anything she could find, and with a tiny thread soaked in oil, she made a new wick, a new candle, born from what was broken. She handed it to a boy beside her. You light the next one. His hands shook, but he nodded. When the last candle flickered out, he lit the new one, and the room glowed again. And for the first time, the people cheered. They realized something important that day. Light wasn't just fire. It wasn't just heat. Light was action. Light was choice. The darkness would always be out there, but so would the people who carried flame. And every time one candle died, another would be lit. From that day on, they taught others how to shape wax, how to make wicks, how to share the flame. Luma's candle didn't save the world. It didn't fix the sky. It didn't bring back the sun. But it reminded people of who they were, of what they could be, of what they still had. Just the last candle in the dark was never really the last, because one spark creates another, and the darkness, it never stood a chance